Good morning and welcome to Rhyl. We've had a lot of rain, a lot of wind, and I just thought we'd have a quick walk. Now we've got some blue skies for a little bit. See what's changed, see if there's any damage. Hopefully there isn't too much. I've heard Skyflyer's gone down. Although to be quite honest, I don't think, excuse the pun, it ever really took off this year. I know there was a lot of complaints from the houses across the road. Check how much it is to park while we're here. £1 for an hour, £3 for £4.50 all day, not bad. There was a lot of complaints from the houses across the road saying that it was spoiling their view. Strangely enough, they had the sun centre there before that, so I would imagine most of them who bought their houses didn't have the view of the sea beforehand anyway. But Rhyl definitely needs to be bringing things like that in, because there's not a lot of always like them benches. There's not a lot of things for people to do here, you know. The more they bring in, the better. And it's worse out of season, so they do need to be putting money in places and bringing things in. The Pavilion's still really popular. They have some good shows on in there. And the terrace bar, actually we're still yet to try that, but on the air show day there was, as you can see, you've got like the glass frontage, so you've got a good view from, over the coast and whatnot, but there were people that had well planned it and were eating and drinking on the far side. Actually, I think, to be honest, you'd see stuff on all sides, but on the far side over the prom, and they had a brilliant view of the air show, all in the comfort of being sat and having a drink. Right, so this is where the Skyflyer was. It's run by Zip World. It's not the first time it's been taken down, but this time apparently it ripped in the bad wind. Well, it's quite nice, isn't it? I think what we'll do is we'll stick to the pavements on the way up. We're not going too far, we'll just do 20 minutes or something like that. Let's stick to the pavement on the way up and then have a walk. Excuse me, the neck. Have a walk back down the beach. Just got some sanitizer in these hands. Oh. Right, that's better. Don't know where that one came from. Inhaled a bit of sand. Nice doggo. Doggos, should I say, not doggo. You can see the turrety style building up ahead, and the big, I think they're apartments now, I'll have to read the signs as I go past. That was, Fountain's not on today, sorry, getting sidetracked. That was a huge hotel that they had a massive fire, and it literally it crumbled. Personally, I think it was an insurance job, but I mean, you can't go around abuse and things like that. But it was a really nice old building, and yeah, apartments. There's much as these apartments have place and whatnot, I just think, you know, promenades should be full of things to do, not full of homes. Well, there's certain promenades that actually, to be fair, you know, it has place for. Sea, for example, it's a lot of apartments and whatnot. People to go down there just for the beach, really. I mean, there's a nice little town that runs up the side. There is pubs and whatnot, but it's not what I'd call like a resort. Rhyl's meant to be a resort. Let's see what this says. What have we got? I mean, we'll have to go to, not today. In fact, we could actually visit every one of them items. Well, the local bus station. I think, you know, the library. We can miss a couple, but things like Brickfield and stuff like that, we could go and visit. These all had bars out during the air show, and I'm assuming they do the same when there's any other event, but I don't know, this year doesn't feel like we've had an awful lot of events. Nothing coming. Doesn't everywhere look better with blue sky? I mean, I know we can't do anything about the weather here, but it certainly does look an improvement with a blue sky. Can we get in here? I actually don't think I've ever been in here. Memorial Gardens. Let's have a look. Right, okay. So it was built as a garden of remembrance. Right, okay, so let's have a look. There's certainly plenty of places to sit. We'll have a wander around it. It's actually very pretty. Oh, so there would normally be the peace rose, right? Okay, so you'll get that in bloom so every so often, I'm assuming. That's nice. It's definitely very peaceful in here. I mean, it's a nice place just to come and sit and be quiet. Says me gabbing along. But in fairness, it's kept very tidy. I mean, I haven't seen an ounce of rubbish. Right, I don't know what they are. I hope that's not me being ignorant, and I hope I've not offended anyone, but I don't know what they are, and I've seen them in a couple of areas around here, in this section, so if anyone knows what they are, please educate me. I smell lavender. That's pretty. Yeah, in general I think it's kept pretty well. I mean, there's the odd weed, but it is the end of September. Try not to put that on there through respect. Do we have any fish? Got a lily over there. Well, full of lilies, but lily in flower over there. I don't know about fish, but I would imagine we definitely have frogs. I had to tell little Barry off yesterday, the feral cat, because I could hear this. Well, to be honest, it sounded like screeching from the garden, and I thought the cat was in some form of bother, and it wasn't the cat at all. It found a frog. In honesty, it wasn't doing anything to it. It was just kind of tapping it and making it move, but it wasn't over keen, and it was letting that cat know. Up until then, I didn't actually know frogs made a noise other than a ribbit, so you learn something new every day. Right, that's really pretty, and I love the pampas grass. I'd love that in a garden, but they take over. Like bamboo, we've got bamboo in the garden, and it's lovely, but trying to contain it is ridiculous. It literally just has its own mind. I've always loved pampas grass. Remind me of Ken Dodd. These tickling sticks. Get back out of here. There we go. Right, so I think we'll walk as far as just past the bowling green, maybe, and then we'll walk the promenade. Someone's advertising their Christmas celebrations already. God, that's not going to be far away, is it? Now, I have seen this in operation, but not for a long time. And frogs used to spit out water, but I mean, it's empty, isn't it? It's drained out. Bowling green and the RMLI in the background. All in all, I think what seems to have taken the most of the damage is literally the Skyflyer. I think, living in this part of the world, a bit of torrential rain doesn't cause us too much issues. People are quite used to it, but it was really heavy, and then with having the driving wind. See, the difference to this side of the promenade to that, not that one, but further down, this one's greenery, got the skate park, there's greenery, flowers, this, that and the other, and then railings and tatty, things that need painting up. Not everywhere, but I don't know. Concrete, there's no flowers, it's just railings and concrete. No greenery. Right, we'll go as far as the Sea Aquarium. As a good point of reference. I mean, as you can see, things do get maintained. See what's on these boards as well. But I think, I'm not sure how well that's coming through. I think, like with the likes of across the road and whatnot, some hanging baskets and stuff like that really wouldn't go on this. Right, so we've had the air show. What else have we got? Oh, this only goes as far as September. But these are the people you can have. This is at the Pavilion. How well that is to read. got Jack and the Beanstalk on Money Ready for Christmas. Shame that's not been updated. Well, it's September now, isn't it? So I suppose it won't come down until literally the end. Public toilets. The events arena, which I don't think gets used half enough. You know, they could have an ice rink on it, so not in summer. Christmas markets. I mean, Christmas market would be great, because a lot of the stalls are undercover anyway, so if it rains, you've got marquees and bits and bobs to keep you dry. Look, see what I mean? Green, flowers, nothing. Flowers. I mean, there's only so. I'm not sticking up for the council, but there's only so much the council can do. I mean, don't get me wrong. Look, they're nice and painted. They could just do with some hanging baskets, just something to make them look less concrete. And actually, not seeing could do with going up there. We'll have to have a look up there at some point. The top of the White Rose. I love artwork on the side of buildings. I don't know how well that shows up. In honesty, a building like the old Woolies building, that would benefit with having the whole building covered in this artwork. There's an old hotel in Southport that's been derelict for years, and they have had a local artist going. There's quite a few buildings that he's painted in the area, and it's got like a massive it's not a gecko, but it is a lizard of some form that I'm assuming is native to the area, and it's so colourful, and the building itself looks absolutely gorgeous now. I mean, it's still derelict, but it looks really, really pretty, and I think that's it's a good disguise for a decaying building. You know, I mean, that's like an iconic building on the corner of the Promenade, the old Woolies building, and it looks a mess. It looks a real mess. They ought to sort it out or do something with it. Even like if they don't paint it, put some vinyl pictures up. I don't know. And again, don't agree in this. These cabins are going. They're not going to be of the use of the ice cream, the fish stalls and the buckets and spades of what they all used to be. Council are wanting new purposes for them. It's the beach. What is wrong with ice cream on the beach? Don't get me wrong, places like this, they've cashed in on it and thought, right, okay, so you can't get one from there, people still want their ice cream, they shall do that. But, I mean, it just feels like it's taking the heart out of places a bit. And while the sea defences have been done, or being done, should I say, apparently it's caused all sorts of issues with the sea lions, the seals at the Sea Aquarium. I mean, personally, I'd sooner see them in the sea, but yeah, they've been really uncomfortable. So this section has had to stop for a while. Because they were on about rehousing them at some point. It's nice to see the council haven't got rid of what was thought to be a Banksy. They did actually have plastic over it at one point, like what do you call it, like perspex to protect it, because they did think it was a Banksy, but Banksy. Can't get down the front that way, so you have to cut through the events arena. Flipping heck, do you know what, my head this morning is acing. Words are just falling right out of it. Right, so as you can see, the events arena is actually really big. There is no reason why they couldn't have, even through the season, never mind Christmas, artisan markets. I mean, I know it's early on, it's not long past 9, but people don't come somewhere where there is nothing to do. The minute there's anything advertised around here, you know, like the air show and that lot, all of a sudden the promenade's buzzing with people. They come from other areas. I mean, there's caravan parks go all around here. So people still come to the area. It's just that, you know, if there's nothing for them to actually use, what are they meant to do? Now, that must mean we've won an award for a clean beach of some form, I would think. And to be fair, say what you like about Rhyl, but we actually do have miles and miles of golden sand. I just don't think that the council and the local businesses are actually making the most of this place, and it is getting run down, and it'll continue to get run down until people spend on it and spend in it. I mean, what do you guys think Rhyl could do with? Maybe we should have a live discussion about this one day. I'll schedule it in. So get your thinking caps on and be ready with your answers, because a lot of the councillors would literally never be in the area properly, you know, using the area properly to even have a clue what it's lacking in. But people who actually want to come and visit the place, they're the ones that'd be like, oh, you know, well, it could do with a fairground, you know, like the thing that they actually took down. The snooker hall took down. Don't get me wrong, the owners got paid for it, they did, but what's there now? Just some grass. It's not even like, you know, it's not like they've made it into a garden. No, it's just a patch of grass. They've done nothing with it, and it says it's acquired for development use, which around here means basically they're going to turn it into houses. That's not what Rhyl needs. A prom full of houses, flats and apartments. We've always said that the Sky Tower, that was meant to be, I think it was a few £1 million, a couple £1 million. I'm no good remembering numbers, but I mean, it wasn't cheap to have that up and operational again. Nope. Well, it's stand there, and it now has, I think, is it the 4G network on top of it, so it's working as like a pylon in the front of the promenade. A massive pylon. It's like, what the heck? And obviously it doesn't work, because when we try to do the live, could we get a connection? Nope. As soon as everyone started to use it, that's it. Down it went. Have we missed this? What date are we today? Yes, we have. We've missed it by 2 days. That is a shame. That would have been nice to be part of the big beach clean-up. So yeah, the fairground, I mean, that was a massive pull for the area. The Sun Centre, yeah, they've got one. The old one was better. Again, it needed money spent on it. No, we're not going to spend money on the old iconic one that everybody loved. We'll knock it down and build a brand new one that you can't swim in. It's great for the little ones because you've got fun pools and slides and stuff like that. But then again, I don't think I was going to say you couldn't spend the day there, but I actually don't think you can anyway. I think every day people's tickets are half-day tickets. But, you know, like as a parent, I'd like to swim while I'm there and go swimming to a swimming pool. I don't fancy just being sat in a fun pool. You know, so I mean, they're missing out on the actual swimming element of it. Travelodge always seems busy, so there's obviously people here. And them apartments actually across the road look like an extension of a Travelodge. Now, the Travelodge wouldn't be my first choice for style-wise on a promenade because of all like the old-fashioned Victorian buildings and whatnot. You know, when you look at Llandudno's promenade, you couldn't imagine having a massive Travelodge, a newly built one like that, and the prom, it just really wouldn't fit in. But in honesty, I mean, this side of the prom is quite quirky anyway. You know, none of the buildings 100% match, and it brings people in. I mean, there's not a massive amount of B&Bs, and it's just been raked. There's not a massive amount of B&Bs and hotels, privately run ones. I mean, they are still here, but not like what they used to be. I mean, I'm talking back in the 80s when I was little in the aquarium, and that's what you'd be staying in. You'd be staying in someone's private B&B. But there isn't as much of a call for it now, and Travelodge people know and are happy to use, so why not? This sea defence thing has been going on for so long now. I know, going back, you guys will have to remind me, the ones who took part, we did a live from the Frisch in Prestatyn and walked into Rhyl along the front, and we got to the golf course, Rhyl golf course. We couldn't go any further, not on the front anyway because it's just barriered off. To be honest, actually, this has been, I'm thinking that we need to go back and get a coffee now before Spud starts work. This has actually been a nice start to the day. It's a good way to get yourself in a good mood, a good start, you know, nice fresh air. Not going too fast, so you get to have a good nose, see what's going on. What I've never understood, see these metal, like barrier posts, or however you call them. Someone can educate me on it. They already look rusty to me. How are they going to stay, like, you know, in the sea for hundreds and hundreds of years? So, and doggos. Oh, so I've managed to get my daily dose of doggy love. Year-old bully and a 6 or 9 week old bully. Oh my word. It's like my idea of heaven. Right, I'm not entirely sure we can get out of here. It doesn't look like we're going to. Right, so I might just have to do a climb. Bear with me because there's no way I can do this on camera. I'm going to need you dragging up. Right, so am I glad I managed to get dragged up there? Yes, I am. Because I'd actually forgot about this place. It's looking a bit, well, I say unkempt, what am I going to do with it? It's on the sand, isn't it? But this used to be really popular. I mean, now you can't, unless you know it's here, you can't see it because of the blue fencing. So it probably doesn't get used as much as it did. I think that is going to bring us right back to the start. Well, through the car park or the pavilion, which yes, the learner driver there, we let cross the road, let into the road, wait to cross. So I think that's a wrap for today, guys. In fact, let's show you the car park. Woo! Prices. Ended that sentence a bit abruptly. Car park prices. Should you ever come here, and then I think that will do us for today. Oh, wait, another doggo. You're coming out this time of day more often. Let's have a look. Oh, we've got different prices. So, November to February, it's £2 all day, really good. Blue badge holders get an extra hour, 50p for an hour, £1 for 4. Then through the season, where did I see the different prices? There, right next to it, £4.50 for all day, 3 for 4 and 1 for an hour. It's not horrendous. £4.50 for all day in peak season. That isn't actually that bad. Oh right, okay. And there's your times of opening, you can see that. So March to September, it opens at 12, shuts at 7 AM. Winter, 12 PM to 7 AM. So in theory, I don't know how they work that, but what, you can park overnight? So does that mean, should you have a camper? Because it doesn't say no overnight parking. Should you have a camper or something like that, you can park there? Don't know. Doesn't actually state it. Right, so with that, we shall say goodbye. See you on the next one.